I grew up on pretty much all of Tim Burton's movies, so in this makeup tutorial, we're going to turn ourselves into our very own Tim Burton-like character. So let's get started. Starting off, we're going to need a foundation. I am using this foundation that is just slightly lighter than my skin, and I absolutely love this stuff. It is from She Glam, and it works so well. Now I'm going to cosmetize over my eyebrows. I'm gluing them down in place. You don't have to do this step, but I wanted my eyebrows to be nice and narrow. Now, normally what I will do is I will typically glue my eyebrows down first and then put on a base layer of makeup, but for this one I decided might as well just put down the base and then cosmetize over them. I use some red over my eyebrows just to help hide them a bit more. I'm using this white correcting stick. And then after that, I'm using some flesh tone powder cosmetic, which is just some eyeshadow. After my eyebrows are covered and I'm kind of looking like Voldemort, then I'm putting some more of my foundation over it, blending them, and I'm using some of the setting powder just to conceal them further and also blend them. Now I'm using some of this brown and I'm stacking cosmetics. This is going to make my eyes look very sunken, and you can see what I'm doing at the corner. It is darker. I'm also going underneath my eye as well. Then I'm moving on to this darker brown, and I'm going to be putting that into the corner of my eye right there. I also did shape my eyes slightly at a almost triangular angle you can kind of see at the top. Then I'm narrowing my nose. A lot of Tim Burton characters have very narrow features, and what I'm doing is I'm drawing two lines on the side, putting some shadow on the bottom, and then drawing a line at the side as well too. So pretty much a 90-degree angle at the tip of the nose, blending it out on the sides, and you can see it really narrowed my nose. Now for the nostrils, I'm elongating them. Typically, a lot of the Tim Burton characters usually do have kind of very triangular, angular features, sort of like that where the nose is. And now I'm making myself look very, very tired by adding a combination of a pink along with a purple. I am using my beauty blender with a bit of that foundation that I used before to make it a little more subtle because I did put down a bit too much cosmetic for my liking. Now I am putting some wings onto my eyes. They're pretty thin. I'm not making them too thick. So pretty much like that. I'm adding some black eyeshadow to make it look like my eyes are a bit smoky because I don't really want it to be too defined for the wing there. I just wanted to make it look like I'm really tired. Now I'm using some of this white foundation, adding it right where my eyelashes are, and I'm going to use my finger to blend that out. That's going to make my eyes look slightly bigger. Then I'm putting on this set of false eyelashes. Also makes my eyes look bigger as well too, and my eyelashes more full. I'm using this light brown, kind of cooled gray to sculpt my cheekbones. You can see I'm making them very angular. I'm also adding some brown to where my forehead is. I'm going to make my temples look like they're pretty sunken in, and adding some brown up to where my eyebrows are. That's going to make my eyes pop more, along with also, of course, make them more prominent and sunken in. Then I'm using my beauty blender, blending that out. The foundation that I used, it's great to blend with, so it's pretty easy to do so, at least with what I used. Now I'm using my favorite tool, which is the Brow Buddy. This is going to help me map out where I'm going to put my eyebrows. It just makes it so much easier because normally brows are kind of like sisters rather than they are twins. Then I am sketching those on, following it up with liquid eyeliner. And there's my eyebrows. Then I'm adding some more white foundation underneath it. That's just going to give some highlight there. I'm also adding just a bit of a dark eyeshadow at the edge. Make it kind of look like I have little triangular eyebrows at the center. More of this white foundation, blending it out up where my cheekbone is, my chin. And I am using a lip stain now, which love this stuff. It's from Sushi Glow Cosmetics. It really does stain your skin, and it stays on for a long time. Now, after I have that on, I am going to be drawing my lips to make them look, again, more angular. So 2 triangles at the top there, a slight little lift at the sides of my lips to make it look like I'm smiling, which makes this makeup look a little bit devious, and I love it. Then I'm following this up with a matte lipstick that's going to blend everything. Put some shadow under my chin. Put on some false eyelashes, which I have these ones that were a white along with also black. They looked really cool. Putting on some of this lip gloss. And after I had my lip gloss done, my makeup was complete. Now you can build off of this makeup for a Halloween look that you might want to do, or maybe a cosplay look. It really depends on what you want to do for spooky season, or also just makeup in general. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.